This is the story of the first human hunters of humans. A story written in blood, bone, and silence. Chapter 1, The Ancient World. The earth was colder then. Great sheets of ice crawled across the continents. Forests were deep and endless, rivers cut through stone. And among the shadows of the ancient world, walked creatures that would one day give rise to us. These were not humans, as we know them, but Homo species, our ancient relatives. Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, the Neanderthals, and others long forgotten. Each was strong, clever, and dangerous. Each hunted to live, but eventually, some learned that the most intelligent prey of all was another human. Chapter 2, The First Hunters. Archaeologists uncovered the truth slowly. Through bones scarred with cut marks. Skulls broken open as if to extract the rich brain inside. In caves in Spain, in Germany, in Kenya, scientists found evidence of early humans. Homo heidelbergensis, who lived around 700,000 years ago. They hunted animals, yes. But they also hunted their own kind. The proof was undeniable. Fractured skulls, missing limbs, and marks carved by stone tools that could not have come from scavenging animals. These early humans had learned something terrible. That other humans could be food. That other tribes were not kin, but competition. Chapter 3, Why they hunted each other. But why? Why would humans hunt their own species? The answer lies in survival. In the Ice Age world, resources were scarce. Meat was precious, and competition fierce. When rival groups crossed paths, conflict was inevitable, and sometimes, one group did not survive. To the victors went the spoils. Weapons, tools, and bodies. Some scientists believe it was ritual. Others think it was pure hunger. But whether it was desperation or dominance, this was the dawn of something new. Not just survival, but warfare. Chapter 4, The Neanderthals, Secret. Thousands of years later came the Neanderthals. Stocky, powerful, intelligent. They ruled Europe long before we arrived. For centuries, they hunted mammoths, bison, and reindeer. But in certain sites, like El Sidrón Cave in Spain, archaeologists found something horrifying. The remains of 12 Neanderthals. Each one carefully butchered. Their bones split to suck out the marrow. Their skulls cracked open. Their flesh cut cleanly from bone. They had been eaten by their own kind. Whether it was starvation, ritual, or revenge, the message was clear. Humanity had already crossed a dark threshold. We had learned that we could destroy each other. And that sometimes, we wanted to. Chapter 5, The Rise of Homo sapiens. When we appeared, Homo sapiens, we brought with us sharper tools, deadlier weapons, and minds that could imagine the future. But we also brought something else. The knowledge that other human species existed. And we saw them as rivals. Our ancestors encountered Neanderthals, Denisovans, and perhaps even smaller species like Homo floresiensis. At first, there was curiosity. Then, contact, and then, conquest. By 40,000 years ago, every other human species had vanished. Some interbred with us. Their DNA still flows through your veins today. But most were wiped out. Not by nature, not by famine, but by us. The first human hunters of humans had finally met their ultimate successors. Chapter 6, A World of Bones and Secrets. Archaeologists keep finding new evidence of this ancient violence. At a site in Kenya called Naturuk, scientists discovered a massacre frozen in time. 12,000 years old. Men, women, and children lay where they fell. Their skulls crushed, their hands bound, their bones pierced by stone-tipped arrows. It was the earliest evidence of organized warfare among humans. They were not beasts. They were like us. And they fought, not for survival alone, but for territory, for dominance, perhaps even for revenge. Chapter 7, Darkness and Evolution. As centuries passed, the instinct to hunt, to fight, to conquer, did not fade. It evolved with us. From wooden spears to bronze blades. From iron swords to fire and gunpowder. The world changed, but the predator inside us never truly disappeared. We built cities. We painted art. We sent men to the moon. Yet, deep in our DNA, there remains the whisper of the hunter. The echo of that first human who saw another not as kin, but as prey. Chapter 8, What We Learned. But history is not just a story of blood. It's a mirror. Every act of violence teaches us something about what we are, and what we can become. From those first hunters to the modern world, we have evolved not only in body, but in spirit. We are capable of compassion, of empathy, of choosing peace. The same mind that once created the spear can also create music, art, and love. The story of the first human species that hunted other humans is not just about darkness. It's about how we overcame it. Closing narration. So tonight, as you drift into sleep, remember that every heartbeat you feel has been carried across millions of years of struggle. That your ancestors fought not only beasts of the wild, but each other. And still, you are here. You are the product of survival, of evolution, and of a long line of humans who refused to fade into the dust. Sleep now, knowing that the story of humanity, from the first hunters to you, is still being written. End.